Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. I'm Maite and this is Toyan, and in this video we are going to tell you a little bit about, we are going to tell you about how we've met because the Valentine's Day is coming, and we just decided that this will be our Valentine's Day video. Before we jump into it, I would love to talk about one of the best gifts I think everyone should give themselves and their loved one, which is Ana Luisa's Jewelry. This is a thoughtful gift that will very much please someone and yourself, because it's very important to think about ourselves first. Ana Luisa's Jewelries are very good quality, they are sustainable, they are carbon neutral, and their materials consist of gold plated brass and gold plated sterling silver, and they have lab grown diamonds, and they have beautiful items. Today I'm wearing one of both of the items that I picked for the occasion of Valentine's Day, and there is one that is a padlock, a hot padlock with a hard key, and which is definitely one of a good choice for Valentine's Day if you're thinking of gifting something like this to your loved one. And the next one is my Virgo sign. I thought about something that you can give yourself because it's very important to love yourself, and I thought about Virgo sign because I don't have anything like this, so I picked up this one and I really much love them. They are tarnish free. You definitely love them. The quality is there. They are there to stay. They don't come and go, I got you on this one. You definitely need to try them out for this Valentine's Day, and don't forget to gift yourself something as well. At the moment they are having up to 40% off on their website. I'll be putting the link in the description box. You miss it, you click on it, you go on the website and then have a look on all the other beautiful items that they have. So that would be something to think about this Valentine's Day from me. We're still in the subject of love, so how we've met. And before we start, disclaimer, Stoyan has his own version of how we met, and I have my own version of how we met, so the story is kind of like not the same at some points, and I think it's because Monsieur.
But I think it's not. I think it's normal when you have two different people.
Yeah, but the way you say it sometimes is like
it was normal.
like,
I have my version.
We literally have to say who is telling the truth. No, I said that. No, you didn't say that. So, but anyways, I will give him to try to start, and then I'll jump in, and then we just have this one-on-one go. I'm not gonna let him finish the story. I'll jump in whenever I feel like I need to jump in.
and then when she's telling you the story, I'll do the same. I will jump in when I need to jump in.
We will do that. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Since you don't let me finish my story, I'm not gonna let you finish your story.
No, I'll let you finish. I just think
now
there are some details. No, the way I said jumping in means adding details and then correcting too. Okay, you go.
So my memory of how we met is I was working, I think as a waiter or supervisor, I don't remember, in a restaurant. The restaurant name was Aubain, a French chain of restaurants. That was my first like central restaurant job in London. So quite excited. A very touristic place. It was on Regent Street, Haddon Street, where it's like the Ice Bar, and you have I think Piccolino and some other restaurants over there, if they're still there. I believe they are. And then she came as a customer with I don't know, like maybe 5 or 10 bags, shopping bags, different shopping bags, clothes, and headphones and stuff like that. And I do believe that she was having her headphones on, like this how she came into the restaurant with the headphones on. I think there was on. Yeah, that's.
I don't remember.
I think yeah, you were. I don't remember that detail. But anyway, she come, she sit down, and then she was wearing, I don't remember the top, but I remember she was wearing very short, like jeans, like proper short, almost like a bikini bansky kind of short. So I saw her, I like her, summertime. It was good. She was lovely. She was looking lovely. So I started talking to her, and yeah, I asked her for her number. Straightforward. We had like a few conversations, and then I was like, I need to ask for her number because it's London. I've been told, because that was years ago, that I've been told that, like, if you don't ask the person the number you like, maybe you're not gonna see this person anymore. It's not like in my city where it's like 5,000 or 6,000 people, I don't know, 10,000 people, and you see each other. You're gonna see each other eventually. But in London, you don't know if you're gonna see that person. But anyway, so I asked her for the number. She gave me the number. She mentioned to me that she's leaving and stuff like that. And I said that, well, it doesn't matter, we can still link up, we can still go out and stuff. She said, okay. And then I messaged her once, twice, then she was not answering. And I said, oh, this girl is playing the game. Don't worry, I can play. I've played this game many times as well. I played the game. So I messaged her, I waited, and I knew that she'll come back. So she called me, she messaged me. She messaged me first, and then she called me and said, okay, yeah, let's meet up, this and that. And I said, okay. So I took her for a dinner in Hollywood. I think the name was Hollywood, like a restaurant, bar kind of stuff. Just on bottom of street of like, just underneath Tiger, on the same street. So we went there for dinner. We had a lot of drinks, we had food as well. I think it was Caesar salad with chicken. I remember that was the best Caesar salad with chicken I ever ate in my life. So I was like, you need to order this salad. She loved it as well.
Ah, okay. You were talking to me about yeah.
She loved the salad as well. We had a lot of drinks, a lot of shots. Just wanted to have a fun night, both of us, basically. Of course, I didn't know her that much, so I want my joy, but for the whole atmosphere, I want both of us having fun. And after that, we went Tiger. I was getting a bit tipsy, and I was getting a lot of tipsy. I was like, Jesus, man, I've been drinking, and then I feel tipsy, and my head's spinning, and I'm like, this woman is like standing there like nothing is wrong with her. So I went and asked her, what's going on? Are you alright? You're not drunk? Or is it just me, this alcohol is catching like that? And I said, no, I'm very drunk, but I behaved myself. I said, oh wow, alright, okay. Then we start dancing, jumping around, one song, two songs, It was a lot of fun, it was a very enjoyable night. And then I remember that I tried to kiss her. I didn't try to kiss her. I kissed her, then she was surprised, like, oh, what's happening or something like that. And then I kissed her again. And then when we were going home, I go on the bus with her, send her home, just to make sure that she's safe, and then that's it. And then it was just dating, basically. That was the most important, like the beginning. Then it was like we're going out, more dinners, drinks, regular, like talkings, getting know each other. Then what happened then? Yeah, then we were dating, going here and there, and then
I can take from here before we then join our story.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, so the day I met Stoyan, I went shopping. I finished my masters, and I was going back home to Togo. I even got my tickets back home already. And so that day I was supposed to go out with some friends, and then most of the time there will be things like, oh, we can't go out anymore, we've been out yesterday, we are tired. And it happened that day, and usually I'll be very sad, and then I'll stay home because I live at that time with my aunt, and going out was asking permission, and it was not like when you live by yourself. And so most of the time they would just ditch me because they would always have to wait for me, or for me to ask permission, and they just were not doing that. So that day I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get angry. I am going to wear this short that I bought that I never dare wearing, because it was that very short, you know, those one you can see the bottom of your bum. I found it so short. I bought it but I never wore them, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna be sad. I'm gonna be wearing this and I'll go out. It's summertime, it's so hot, and I'm finishing all the rest of my money that's left in my account. And then I went and I did all the shopping. I bought things that I didn't even plan to buy, like didn't need. I literally finished my money. But whatever was left, I was like, okay, I want to have wine and cake. So I went into that corner. It's just like walking. I just walked into the corner. I didn't even know there was something going on there. Like I said, I was with my aunt, so going out all the time was not a thing, but I asked permission, and it's not always like that. So I discovered that little corner that I went into, and I saw that there were restaurants there, and the first restaurant was on my left. I was like, on my right. I was like, okay, I'm going to ask him, and that was Oben, and it was Toyan at the door. So I asked him, can I have just wine and cake, because that's what I want. And I mean dessert, because I'm not like a fan of cake, so I like cake but not like that. So
that's a lie.
It's true. And I said, I would love to have just wine and dessert. And then he was like, oh, we don't serve that. If you want to have and I was going to go straight to it, and then he said maybe you can have some starters on top of it, and then that would be like okay. I said, okay, right, it's fine. The starter is not going to be that much. So I sat down, and then he saw all the bags, so he was like, oh, you went shopping or something like that. I think something like that. And I said, yeah.
I'm a chatty person, what can I say?
I'm going back to my country. So I went shopping for myself and for my brothers. And then he was like, oh, where do you live? And I said, I live in Togo. I mean, I'm a Togolese. I'm going back to Togo. And he was like, oh, how is Togo? I've never heard of Togo. And he was asking me about my name as well. And then I said, I am Rachel. I mean, I'm Maite. People call me Maite. Maite is the one on my birth certificate, and if it's too difficult for him, he can call me Rachel. And he was like, no, I prefer Maite. It's different and it's unique. And I was like, okay, good. I mean, not a lot of people want to do that. Most of the time when you meet someone and I tell them my name is Maite, but you can call me Rachel if it's easy for you, they all goes Rachel. So that was first for me. He said, no, Maite. So I love that about him as well. And he started talking to me about his country. We started talking about Togo, but I can tell that he was not allowed to talk to me because he was telling me
other customers. Just special attention. I do believe something to do with the shots.
He told me that he also served me double portion of bread that he didn't. Oh, Belly's gonna call Kachi. And I was enjoying this bread and butter because the butter was the French butter. If you don't know, get to know. French butter, the taste different from the one you find, the English one. I mean, you can find French butters here as well, but the taste is different. And so the bread too, so I was just enjoying it.
So French butter her. That's what I did.
Yeah, so I remember one day Stan's dad was asking me, how did you get her? And then he was like,
French butter.
Butter and bread.
Butter and bread. Amazing.
Butter and bread, but it was not like that. I mean, yeah, I didn't even know that I ate 2 portions and paid for 1. So he said, oh, if you want, I can have your number. We can meet up and talk more about your country and my country, because we kind of like have similarities. And I said, okay, why not? I mean, like, I've been in this country for 4 years. Nobody ever asked me my number on the street, right? And I'm talking about like a potential guy that I would want to date. I had my number asked once by someone that was looking very dodgy. I did give my number, but I regretted it. And then I've learned that, okay, if nobody asks me, it's better nobody asks me. But he asked, and I was so that was something that really marked me that day. So I went home, and then I told my friend I have my Ghanaian very very good friend that I would talk to all the time, and he'll be the one that would take me out. With his girlfriend would be out all the time, but then he left. So I kept in touch with him, and he was like, oh, you met, I told him, I met this guy, he has my number. And he was like, oh, that's great, so you can have someone to be spending time with. And then we kept talking, and he said, oh, you told him that you're leaving? I said yes. And he still took your number? I said yes. So he took your number after you told him you're leaving? I said yes. And he was like, no, that guy just wants to smash. He doesn't want to be serious with you, and he's that protective over me. And I was like, I felt so sad. And then I was like, why do I always have to fall on this kind, you know? and that's why I was not answering his text. He was texting me, and I was just like,
texting twice.
I was like,
twice.
No, I'm not here for anyone to play with. I'm done being played with. And so what happened after is that I was so bored.
I've been playing with her for 8 years.
Oh, please. That kid's watching.
No, I'm just saying.
And I was like, okay, one day I was just home. I've been so bored again because my friends, they left, all of them. I've been to school with a lot of international students, and then most of them left, and I was still waiting for my plane to leave, my flight to leave. And I was talking with my Ghanaian friends again, and he was like, why don't you just go meet that guy? He doesn't know you. He will not mistreat you. That's for sure, because first time, second time, and then you will be leaving anyway. So go meet him. And then that same day, I was like, oh, it was Saturday, I think. And I texted Stoyan, and then Stoyan answered straight away. And he's like, okay, let's meet today. I said, really? And that day, my uncle was the only one in the house. So I took the opportunity. I asked him permission. I said, can I go? Oh, I'll be back very quickly. And I didn't have to even dress up, nothing. The way I stood up, that's the same way I left. I was even wearing the sandals. And I left like that, and I went to meet him. I was not expecting anything from this meetup. I was just here to enjoy. And for the first time also, like in my life, I decided not to pay for any beer. I didn't even have the money. I finished it. I blew it. And I stand up there waiting for this guy to pay. I was like, and he didn't like show me any. Most of the time when I meet someone, they're like 50-50. And I'm always the person saying something like that to, oh, let's split it, because I don't want them to think that I'm here for, you know, I'm okay with myself. But with him, I was more like, I don't care. Today I'm gonna be that girl. He's gonna pay everything, girl. And I'm just gonna eat her. I'm gonna enjoy her. And I'll go home. And that's what actually happened. We had cocktails, shots, Caesar salad. By the time it's 11 o'clock, we went from a restaurant to a club. 11 o'clock, we are already leaving home because I had to go home. I was not living by myself. So we went to the club.
It was not 11 o'clock because we were traveling with the night buses.
Yeah, so we left like 11 o'clock so I can be home like midnight or 1.
No.
I was not home later than that.
Oh, it was after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe I got home after 12 o'clock, but we left Central London like 11 o'clock.
After 12 o'clock we left.
Okay, I don't remember, but this is one of the things I was talking about.
We were traveling with the night buses. Yeah. And you know when you're traveling in the night bus and everybody's drunk in the bus, you know that's around 3 o'clock. So
but I didn't go home 3 o'clock.
No, not 3 o'clock, but let's say 1:30.
Maybe I got home like 1:30, but
1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Anyways, I knew that I have to be home early. So we left early, and we left the club very early. When people were coming, that was the time we were leaving, and the guy was already drunk. And I didn't really notice it.
We were both drunk.
I was tipsy.
No, both drunk.
I was actually having so much fun.
Yeah, me too.
We went to Tiger. I didn't play like the girl, you know, at the date. I was jumping with my drink. And I remember the song, I think it was from Avicii. When my father said, don't you worry, child.
Oh yeah,
and
then, yeah. That was one of the
gotta
songs.
play for you.
One of the songs.
Go. I was so jumping with my sandals in the club there, and then suddenly he just jumped on me, tried to kiss me, and then I was like, he literally jumped on me.
You just go grab her and kiss her.
He didn't grab me. He has a drink.
Why is this jump on
That's
me?
how he kissed me.
Yeah,
That's
no
jumping.
time to react. That's
But
why-
when you approach someone like this.
Yeah, that's in the movies only.
So this is your kind, yeah? That's how you be kissing all these girls.
When you're in the club drinking and dancing, when you're drinking and dancing and jumping, you're not gonna go in the club like you're on a date in the restaurant like this. It's the music. It's the music, so you need to be quick.
I was like, what is this guy doing? And I just thought like 1 second. I just took my drink. I thought very quickly, you know, my mind went like this. And I was like,
And then
okay.
I go and grab her again.
It's okay. And then he was looking at me intensely, you know, like to see my reaction.
Of course.
And then I was like,
And then after a quick observation,
he noticed that, he kissed
yeah.
me again, and this time I let him, and he was less.
Oh, you let me.
Yeah.
Mm.
The first one, you jumped on me. You jumped me. The second one,
That's
it
not
was a
true.
kiss, and I let him kiss me, and that was it.
She
I
didn't
think
let
no.
me kiss her. She kissed me as well.
Okay.
Let's tell the story as it is. And she enjoyed the night that much that there was a photograph taking pictures all over the place. So we make a
That was not that night.
key holder. Oh, is there another night?
Yeah.
Again in Tiger.
No, it was London Bridge.
I'm sure it's Tiger because on the key holder it says
Oh yeah,
Tiger.
it's Tiger. So we went back again, but it was not that night because I
Okay.
was wearing the wedding dress. You remember it was at a wedding. I went to a wedding and I came back. But that night you came from a wedding, and
Oh yeah. There was
Yeah.
who was getting married.
it was greatest parents.
Yeah, my friend's parents.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's how the night went, and he insisted on taking me home, which was a first as well because I've dated and nobody took me home
Gentleman from
on the
Bulgaria.
first night.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen.
he took me all the way to the door. I think he was expecting me to take it to the house. I don't know. Because after I heard him with the friend saying that, oh, he was trying, you know, trying to make me drunk. Because we were drinking.
Trying to make we had a
And
fun
he's
night.
the one that got drunk.
So we had a fun night. We both enjoy it, and now she's gonna tell you in the end of everything. She say, "Oh, I tried to make her drunk."
But that's what your friends told me last time. You
Yeah,
remember?
of course, my friends. Of course, they're gonna try to take the piss out of me, and they're gonna
Are
say
you
that.
sure?
Yeah.
You know how boys are in front of girls. They don't say anything, but then when they are together, they'll talk rubbish.
Okay. What
So you don't talk-
about how girls are?
No, we don't do
And
that. Anyways, so after that, he took me home. He kissed me there again, and he left. And yeah, after he told me how he ended up being in his house because he was so drunk, he missed the bus.
No,
He has to
no,
take
no.
another
So that's
bus.
my story to tell. So you don't know how you can tell my story. See this woman. This is what I've been dealing with 8 years now.
You love it. Why are you still here then?
Too much. Love it too much. So I've been, when I was going home, I remember I was tipsy, and you know, night buses, this driver says like they're on some drugs or something. They're driving like they're on racing on Formula 1, especially back in the days, 2015, 2016, they were racing like you know, Formula 1, you know,
You need to write a book to-
Schumacher driving, brakes, people flying, vomiting,
Oh,
flying
fair.
everywhere. But it's true, that's how the night, people from London, they will know how the night transport here is. It's 3 o'clock, you going home, back home, and you see people sleeping on the pavement. Nice
Okay,
dressed
tell
people,
your story.
nice sleeping, and they're sleeping in their own vomit.
Okay,
But
tell
it's
your
true.
story, the kid.
To go back on the story, leave London nightlife, but yeah, I slept on the bus, and I wake up. Basically, I live somewhere around the middle, and then I wake up in the last stop. I said, "Oh my gosh!" So I waited 5 minutes and take the bus on the other direction, and guess what? I slept again, but this time I wake up just a little bit after my house stop. You know because the bus stop is literally next to my house. And then I said, oh, wow. So I take the bus again. This time I didn't sleep, and I wanted to get home. And guess what? I didn't find my keys in my pockets. I was maybe that drunk that, I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, I remember that I was trying to jump the fence. And what happened is I jumped the fence, but I fall down in the fall down in the bags. And I was thinking that that's the charity bags of my father putting his charity clothes there. I was like, oh. And the way I fall down, and it was hot, and I was drunk, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna lie down here for a minute, and I'll stand up. That's what I said to myself. And then in the morning when my father came, he was like, what's going on here? Why lying in the rubbish? So I'm opening my eyes, I'm looking around, I was like, oh wow. So that's my story for coming back home.
Yeah, so and then after he texted me the next day, said we should meet up again. That it was fun yesterday, and that's what we did. We met up again, and that was the second date where we actually talk more, like about ourselves.
When was it when we went? I think this is the time when we went like London Eye.
No, before we went to London Eye, we went to the is it Hotel Chocolat, the restaurant that sell only cake and chocolate, chocolaterie, something.
No idea.
We went to have millefeuille in Stratford.
Millefeuille.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of the?
I forgot.
I remember that was the best millefeuille. Like only desserts. They have it. They have champagne. They have dessert. They have it also in central London.
They have a lot of places. Yeah.
What was the name?
I've forgotten. Anyways, that's where we started talking more seriously, and then he told me that I'm crazy, that he likes that, and then I was like, oh, how come?
I said, so my exact words were, oh, you're crazy, you're more crazy than me, and I'm usually a crazy person, like crazy.
His word was, you're crazy.
And I like it because two crazy people is beautiful stuff.
And nobody told me that. I usually get people telling me that I'm crazy, but I always question myself, is it a good thing or a bad thing? And so this is the first time someone actually made it clear that he loved it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm shocked.
I like different.
Anyways, we didn't want this video to be too long. We have more to say about our video because, by the way, we only dated for 3 months. We actually didn't even date it straight away because, like I said, I was going back to Togo. I got my ticket, and the time we were meeting was mostly us talking. And when you're in London, you feel like you have time, but you don't have time, and that was the time for me to leave. So we decided that we would spend the rest of my time here to just visit London Eye, Madame Tussauds, and all this stuff.
But let's keep that story for the second part.
Yeah, and so
my wife, she want to tell you everything on the part. She's telling you she's going with part 2, but it's not part 2.
Yeah.
She want to put everything in part 1. So let me wrap it up quickly here. Yeah, we've been to these places and we're going to share our experience because we got some funny stories about that one.
If you want to know how we went from how we met and then to getting married in the space of 3 months, we will do another part. So this video is kind of short. And then we will come back so you can know exactly how we got married and everything, and how we happen to be together now. We just celebrated our 7th wedding anniversary last September, so we are in our 8th. Before we wrap it up, I would love to remind you, don't forget to check out Ana Luisa Jewelleries. I love them, and I'm sure you love them too. For this Valentine's Day, up to 40% off.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite.
Yeah, a lot of people love this one.
It's very nice.
Yeah, anyway, that's both of my favorites, but this much more favorite because it's from me to me. No, actually it's a gift to me, and I chose it for myself. So it's really good when you choose something meaningful for yourself. So this Valentine's Day, don't forget to gift yourself something. Link will be in the description box. You cannot miss it. I'll put it right at the top, so you click on it, you go straight on the website, and then you can enjoy these discounts that are going on during this Valentine's time. So we are at the end of this video. If you like this video and you want to watch the part 2, give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss it out, comment below what part was the funniest part for you and how long or how you've met, or if you want to tell us a little bit story about you and your partner. We'd love to hear that from you as well. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you guys,
and then we'll see you in our next one by the grace of God.
Our kids making the noise. So
We
that's
need
the
to
signal.
go.
That's the signal. Let's go. Cooking time, bathing time,
We need
reading
to
time,
go.
schooling, stickers,
Bye.
feedbacks.